The question is, how can I turn challenges into opportunity for fun? For fun, okay, yeah. Challenges into the opportunity. Um, for fun. Well, probably challenges into opportunity. This kind of like a something term used to like usually use for kind of like a something growth for career, not for fun, but still okay. How can I turn challenges into the opportunity? Well, probably is this saying that ki fun is a very subjective thing, na? Okay, yeah. And probably is this thing that ki like subjective means like that ki like some people want to be so serious in their life, okay, and they don't want to be fun, okay, yeah. Some people are really fun. Well, really fun means like that they are funny. They are kind of like a something that they just always want to add humor in their life and they always kind of like a find some sort of opportunity to get little bit of happiness and that is really good, okay, yeah. Am I kind of like a something in between both of those? Like basically like I didn't really like to be a serious, but I'm not that much fun anymore, okay, yeah. But still is this thing that ki whenever I will have kind of like a something opportunity to get the happiness, then I will definitely, yeah. Okay, so yeah. But there are a couple of things, okay, to kind of like a something change challenges into the opportunity for fun. It's a very kind of like something very, I don't know, this phrase is something really didn't really connect with that much, okay, yeah. For fun, like a challenge into opportunity, whatever. So there are a couple of points over here, okay. Reframe your mindset. Definitely, I is thing that key if I wanted to like basically as I mentioned earlier that key some people are so serious, some people are really not that serious. It's because of that ki their mindset, okay, yeah. Some people are so serious about that ki like they always think that ki life is meant to be serious and life is kind of like a something meant to be learn and meant to be kind of like a something just grow, meant to be kind of like a something that always be hustle. So they never really thought that ki fun is also kind of like a something part of the happiness. And I know a couple of peoples too, okay, I know a couple of peoples too, they are kind of like a something they are having fun, like basically having fun around them, but they are not part of them, okay, yeah. Like they think that it's a kind of like a something that ki like okay, let me tell you one thing, okay, yeah. So if I wanted to represent the value of the person, okay, yeah, without any kind of like a something like the through the emotional way, through the kind of like a something physical appearance, okay, yeah. So how would I supposed to judge that key who is a value, okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, if the one person is dancing and another person is kind of like a something very serious, so who do you think that ki who has a value the most? Okay, you just have just two things that ki one person is dancing, another person is just being serious. Okay, yeah. So serious means like he's looking at that particular person who's dancing and just stand. Okay, yeah. So who is the most valuable person? Most of people are actually represent that ki the person who is actually kind of like a looking at just kind of like a stay, like basically this thing not doing anything, just looking at the particular person. So this b person is a kind of like a something very valuable person. Why? Because of that ki we actually represent that ki fun and being dance and kind of like a something is this thing is a kind of like a something add little less value in the person. Yeah, that is true by the way, okay, yeah. Like basically this thing, that's why in our like in our family or in our kind of like a something, I don't know, okay. But is this thing not the people who kind of like a something interact more, take fun more, they are kind of like a something people take less serious to them, okay. But people who actually always be a serious and something, people take more serious, people are taking values to that particular person. So it's a kind of like a perspection throughout the what is actually looking at the people and something like that, okay, yeah. So like like is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's a kind of like a something is this thing that the perspective, okay, yeah. Like it's a subjective from person to person, all right, yeah. So the question was that ki like basically is this thing that ki if you want to add fun, okay, in your life, what is actually things that really important? Important is that ki like important things that you change your mindset, right? change the things that like basically life is also meant to be fun and you should supposed to be more fun. Okay, yeah, take a small step like watching comedy skits or watching comedy kind of like a something like this. Be interact with the comedy thing. Okay, yeah, and little by little you start a little bit of getting fun. Okay, yeah, when you are kind of like a something confident enough, then basically you could elaborate something like that. But is this thing that key important thing is that you shift your mindset first. Okay, yeah, because I seen a lot of people who actually never want to be a fun, and it's a very subjective thing. I won't be able to change their mindset and everything at all, but it's just like the person who want to be kind of like add fun in their life. It's their mindset. Okay, yeah, it just like change your mindset from this to this, and then don't really think about the obligation from the people. Just think about what you want at the moment and just like do it. Okay, yeah. uh, uh, am I kind of like a simply a person that serious? No, not that serious. Am I kind of like a simply person that is funny? Not that much funny. Like basically I'm actually represent in between both of them. Okay, yeah. I want to be a funny. Okay, like I also understand the importance of the fun. I also understand the importance of happiness, and I also understand that this is also kind of like a something. Happiness is kind of like something only one thing that kind of like something help me to be better person in my life. Okay, yeah. So I usually give the importance to the happiness and to the fun and something like that. Okay, yeah. But is this thing that I also have kind of like a little bit serious thing inside of me too. Okay, yeah, regarding about looking at the world, solving the problems and stuff like that. Because the you won't be able to solve the problem with just a fun. No, you can't. Okay, yeah. At that time, you have to be a serious. So whatever, I'm kind of like simply represent myself in between both of them. Like basically, not that much serious, but not that much fun. Okay, in between that. All right. Next point, incorporate humor. Okay, yeah, what's the incorporate humor? Incorporate humor means like that ki find a funny side or kind of like a laugh at mistake, something like that. Okay, yeah. It's a really essential to be kind of like a something be more fun at the moment, like having a little bit of humor. Okay, yeah. What's a humor? A humor means like that ki like having little bit of kind of like a single child inside of you. Like basically like as a child they laugh without any kind of like a reason. As a kind of like a some child who kind of like a run, do anything, like basically the as a child do anything that he wants to be do fun, and he was doing it that. Okay, yeah, that is called a child is actually full of with the humors and everything like that. But since we grow, since we kind of like a something like experience the life and everything, we kind of like a something realize that ki serious is also kind of like a something very essential thing. So we just kind of like left that thing, left that serious thing, left that fun thing, left that humor and everything at all. Okay, yeah. um Fun is important. Yeah, I've already mentioned. Okay, yeah. So it's just saying that ki you have to be kind of like a little bit of humor inside of you. Okay, like inside of you means like that, like when you change your mindset and something like that, it just like try to be laugh. Okay, like I'm not gonna kind of like somebody telling you just like that ki do fun all the time. No, just try to learn the laugh. Okay, yeah, like it's kind of like something very small thing, but it's just like most of people are not really doing it that. Okay, yeah, like basically is this thing when there is comedy skit, people are not even like laughing. Okay, yeah, and probably is this thing I know couple of people who haven't really laughed for like years. Okay, yeah, like they didn't really laugh. Okay, yeah, I know a couple of people, and basically I never really seen that much world, by the way. But it's just like I kind of like a something understand that ki there are so many people in this world, they don't really laugh for years. Okay, and basically why is this that they don't want to laugh. Okay, yeah. So yeah, adding humor is really essential. All right, yeah. Then incorporate humor or adding humor. All right, the next point, make it team effort. Okay, yeah, what's the team effort? um like regarding about the fun. Okay, yeah, fun is actually kind of like a something comes with happiness. All right, yeah. um if you are solo, or if you are kind of like a somebody one person, then you won't be able to enjoy, or you won't be able to add that much humor, or you won't be able to add that much fun in your life. Okay, yeah, why? Because you are the solo person, you are the only one person. All right, yeah. um like if we want to kind of like a something fun, if we want to add a little bit of humor into our life, we need a couple of peoples. Okay, yeah, and that is most essential. That's why most of the kind of like a something like comedy, stand-up comedy are kind of like a something happen with a couple of people. So okay, yeah, like basically fun is actually kind of like a something execute is with a couple of people. Like basically it required multiple people, not one and two people. It required multiple people. So in that particular situation, you laugh, you kind of like something incorporate more. Example is that key when you kind of like a something read a particular joke. Okay, yeah, and you read that joke, it was fun, you laugh, but you don't really laugh that much, okay, when you are kind of like a something just alone. But when you share that joke with your friend, and basically you are both are actually listening that particular joke, and you both gonna laugh, okay, yeah. Or example is that ki you are kind of like a telling that joke into the couple of people, then probably is this thing that the laughter that you get is kind of like a something more than the laughter that you get in the previously that you felt reading the first time. So this is what it is, okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing, the humor is actually added with the when there are multiple people in it, okay, yeah. So that is like incorporate more and more people, which kind of like a something help you to kind of like a something add a little bit of fun humor into your life, all right, yeah. Gamify and challenge, okay, yeah. What's the gamify and challenge? Well, something like that ki set goals and reward, create mini competition, turn your challenge into the game by setting the specific goal, rewarding. Well, I'm not really understand this gamify challenge, okay, yeah, but surely I could understand, but okay, yeah. What's the gamify and challenge? Okay, yeah. So um like as I mentioned, gamify means like that ki game, okay, yeah. And you could add even more fun when you are playing games with a friend okay, yeah. Like basically it's this thing that ki when you play online game or any kind of like a assembly game together, we're gonna add more fun into it, okay, yeah. That is kind of like only one point that I understand, but I haven't really experienced that, so I'm not really sure. Basically gamify means like that they actually represent a game which kind of like a play on console or play on computer, something like that, okay, yeah. Basically this thing, if you play games on sports or something like that, then definitely it's gonna add not only the fun but physical activity and everything, okay, yeah. But yeah, this kind of like a something point should supposed to be count as a gamify challenge. Explore creative solution, okay, yeah, that is really good thing, yeah. I usually done that thing, all right, yeah. So what exactly is this thing? What's the creative solution? All right, yeah. Okay, yeah, this kind of like a something fun, this kind of like a something that you could experience by solo, all right, yeah. Example, yeah. So I usually take photos, okay, yeah. I upload those photos on the YouTube platform, and basically in my work of life I really required a creative kind of like a something creative ways to took the photo, creative ways to like basically I always try to find a way how do I supposed to take a creative way, all right, yeah. In this particular field of life you always kind of like a find some sort of inspiration, find some sort of like a idea for something like that, okay, yeah. And sometimes like basically you create something by on yourself that you haven't really thought that key it's a kind of like a something output that you are thinking, but in the end the product that you are created was really good, okay, yeah. If you don't really understand, then probably I'm gonna giving you particular example, all right, yeah. So basically this thing, there is a science project, okay, and you have to complete that science project, but you don't really have any idea about that how do we supposed to complete that science project and stuff like that, okay, yeah. But you have to complete that thing, okay, yeah. So suddenly is this thing that ki intentionally or unintentionally the science project, like basically in the science project you have to make the flying drone, okay, yeah. And obviously flying drone require a lot of calculation, lot of dimension, lot of things, okay, yeah. But you actually done that particular project at first attempt, which kind of like a something add so much fun, happiness, confidence inside of you that probably it is something really else, okay, yeah. It's something that ki the happiness that you get, the satisfaction that you get inside of you, it was like so amazing because no one could do that and you did it, okay. You did it. So basically it's a kind of like a something that you find a creative solutions to figure it out the problem and something like that. So it is it. There is a something one example that I wanted to mention over here which actually happened in the real life when India is actually launched the Mangal mission, okay, the Mars mission. In the Mars mission, they have kind of like a something a mission in that key they have to send the rover into the Mars surface and as also the orbiter so that it could orbit around the Mars. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of like a something very critical mission. Okay, yeah, and obviously most of the countries, they conduct that particular mission and they fail multiple times, like a US fail multiple times, China, and like every country fails multiple times. Okay, yeah, at this moment they have like only US and Europe and China, or maybe like US and China has that kind of like a something. US and Europe has, I don't know. Okay, only US and Europe has the kind of like a something satellite and orbiter, satellite and rover on the Mars. Okay, yeah. India also try that thing. India also conduct that particular mission, and we succeeded at the first attempt. Yeah, we actually succeeded at the first attempt, and it was really shocking thing for us because of that. Ki US and NASA is actually spending millions of dollar to send some sort of artifact, some sort of like a rover inside, in the Mars surface, but they fail multiple times. But India has actually done that particular mission. It's like at the first attempt it was like really amazing, and it was kind of like a something that no one could do that, and we did it. Okay, and it kind of like feel the sense of proudness and sense of satisfaction, sense of, it's not only it's a beyond than it's a beyond more than fun, it's a beyond something that. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is now. Okay, it's kind of like a something is this thing when you kind of like a somebody find the creative solution to figure it out the problem. When you done that thing, when you kind of like experience that thing, it it is something really great. It's something that it added a kind of like a somebody value inside of you. Okay, yeah. As also I wanted to mention a couple of like a somethingly science thing. Okay, yeah. Apollo 11 mission. Okay, probably you know, you don't know, whatever. Okay, yeah. So I'm not talking about the Apollo mission that land on the moon. I'm talking about the like Apollo mission means like that there are series of Apollo missions. Okay, yeah, like Apollo 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, yeah. So basically this thing, the Apollo who actually landed on the moon, that mission called Apollo mission something number, I'm not really sure the number. Okay, yeah. But basically is this thing, NASA conducted so many Apollo missions. Okay, before they kind of like a send some sort of astronaut into the moon. All right, yeah. So there is a kind of like a something mission. In that particular mission they actually send the man, they actually send a particular human into the moon at moon orbiter. Like basically their objective was that they have to send the particular satellite so that it could kind of like a something orbit around the moon, and they kind of like a something come back safe. Okay, so it's a kind of like a something learning and kind of like a something that how do we supposed to figure it out the challenge and something like that. All right, yeah. Apollo missions are all the mission are kind of like a something learning and understanding about how do we supposed to execute that work, execute that how do we supposed to land the human on the surface of the moon. All right, so basically they are conducting so many missions, and this mission is one of them. All right, yeah. So in that particular mission they have kind of like a something three astronaut in their kind of like a space satellite. All right, yeah. So there is a problem happened. Okay, yeah. What's the problem happened? I don't know. There is a problem happened that they won't be able to kind of like a something really that key complete that mission. All right, yeah. It means that key the satellite they have a kind of like a something fuel leakage or something like that. So probably almost like a 90% of chance that ki this mission gonna fail. Okay, yeah, because they don't really have any kind of like a something fuel to nothing really at all. All right, yeah. So it's a kind of like a something very hectic thing. Okay, yeah, it's because of that they don't really have any fuel, they won't be able to come back earth. So it was kind of like a something very difficult thing. Okay, yeah. So NASA has a kind of like a something find a creative solution, how do you supposed to bring back our astronaut back to the home. Okay, yeah. So they are kind of like a something using the gravity slingshot. What's the gravity slingshot? So basically just like earth has gravity, same as also moon has also is gravity. It is bit less, but it has also own gravity. All right, yeah. So basically what's a gravity slingshot? A gravity slingshot means like that ki when you kind of like a something काय हो येतो म्हणा हो येतो बस हो. So basically this thing, they use a gravity slingshot. That gravity slingshot is like really crazy. Okay, yeah, like basically this thing, what exactly happened in that key, they use a gravity slingshot to kind of like a something bring back that a satellite into the earth. How do we do that? Like basically they kind of like a something run towards the orbit around the moon. Okay, yeah, and they use the gravity of the moon so that they could rotate the entire almost like a three, almost like a circular motion. And when they use that gravity slingshot, they have kind of like a something maximum amount of velocity that they could use to escape the velocity from the moon's gravity, and they could kind of like simply have so much acceleration that so that they could kind of like simply went towards the earth. Okay, yeah, it's a kind of like a very creative solution. NASA never really did that, but they kind of like simply did it because of that key. They have kind of like a something problem, and they find some sort of creative ways, creative solutions to figure it out. And that is kind of like a something one of the greatest thing. It's far more beyond that phone. It's far more beyond that fun. It's a kind of like a some example of like a example of creative solution, is example of that satisfaction, is example of that key. Like humans are meant to be kind of like something finding a solution in a kind of like a something very challenges thing. It is like a something that like people make movie into it, and basically how I know is because of that movie. Okay, it's just something that it's a really crazy thing. And in that particular movie they actually represent everything regarding about the astronaut thought about what exactly happened in the satellite thing, what exactly happened in the base station, everything, and it was really good. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing na ki this kind of like assembly moment is actually more than fun. It's beyond the fun. It's I don't know how do I supposed to represent this thing. Okay, yeah. So yeah, basically is this thing na, it's a kind of like a somebody when you find the creative solution to figure it out the problem, it added something really crazy. It's something inside of you. It was like good, really good. All right, yeah. Then turn task into adventurous. Okay, yeah. What's a task into the adventurous? Well, this is also really great fun. Okay, yeah. Um, Example, yeah. What is actually the meaning of task into the adventurous? So basically is this thing, you have kind of like a something task. What's a task is that ki you have a kind of like a some sort of post, you have kind of like a some sort of package, and you have to deliver some sort of package. Okay, yeah. The problem is that ki like basically you are gonna travel without any kind of like a vehicle by on your own. Okay, like basically you just have your leg and that's it. Okay, yeah. And basically you just have to cross the kind of like a some particular desert. Okay, like that's why you won't be able to use any kind of like a some vehicle. Okay, yeah. So it's a kind of like a something the long walk for almost like a 10 kilometer. And basically it's a task. Okay, yeah. So how do we supposed to like this task is kind of like a something boring, kind of like a something the very hassle, kind of like a something that key like really not that good, because like a 40 degrees Celsius weather, and it's a really harsh sunlight, and you are kind of like a walking through the sand and desert, and probably this situation is really not that good, and probably most of people are avoid to do this thing. Okay, yeah. But if you have a task and you have to do this, and how do we supposed to do this task with the kind of like something much more fun and something like that? Just add a little bit of adventure. And what's the adventure? Is that key, instead of going 10 kilometer, try to kind of like a set particular goal. Okay, set particular goal means like that, set particular mini goal. Okay, means like that key, like don't really think that key you have to travel 10 kilometer by on your own. No, you have to think that key you have to travel only 2 kilometer, just 2 kilometers. Just think that key you just have to walk 2 kilometer, that's it. Take a rest. 2 kilometer, take a rest. 2 kilometer, take a rest. Okay, yeah. Okay, during this process how do you supposed to do that? Play some sort of music inside of head, or kind of like if you have kind of like something earphone or music or something like that, put the earphone inside of you and just walk. Okay, like basically this thing, when you kind of like use any earphone or music is kind of like a something help you to forget the problem and everything happened, and you just be into the beat, and basically this thing you are started doing this thing. It's a kind of like a something meant for good for the physical activity. That's why most of the athletes are kind of like a something listen the music while running and something like that. Because of that key, while listening music they kind of like a forget that the pain that they have, and they just kind of like a simply run according to the beat of the music. So it's really good, it's really great. You could use that thing to make more like making more little bit of adventurous, making more little bit of something that key like looking the problem as a kind of like a something as a positive hope. And it is like I don't know, it's really good. It's something that it's a really great. All right, yeah. So this is why how you kind of like a something turn your task into the adventurous. Okay, yeah, there are so many ways. Okay, yeah, but you just have to like a shift your mindset that key, make that particular task not as a fun, but not as a kind of like a boring, but kind of like a something be more fun and adventurous. It kind of like a something really help you to be something really great. All right, yeah. Celebrate small wins, that is really good thing. Okay, what's a celebrate a small wins? Like a wins means like that, like basically we already celebrate so many things like a birthday, then holiday, and basically there are so many days. Okay, yeah, why do we celebrate? It's really essential. Okay, like basically when we celebrate things, we kind of like a something sense of kind of like a something getting something like a sense of acceptance, or sense of like a sense of kind of like a something like achievement. Okay, sense of achievement. Okay, and that is most essential. Okay, yeah, like basically is this thing, if you are kind of like a somebody having a YouTube channel and you achieve almost like 100 subscribers, just kind of like simply enjoy that particular thing. Okay, yeah, why? Because of that key, you achieve 100 subscriber. It's not really that much big number, but it's really good. You put a lot of heart and soul into it to get that 100 subscriber, and you get it that 100 subscriber, and it's really good, it's really great. It's kind of like a something that you get a little bit of confidence inside of you that you could do this. You could kind of like a something that key achieve even more thing, and that is like a something really great na dude. Like I don't know how do you supposed to explain this thing. It's a kind of like a something that when you celebrate very small win, it kind of like a something add a little bit of happiness, fun inside of you, that you kind of like a feel that your life is not meant to be kind of like a something robot, but your life is have a little bit of meaning. Okay, because you celebrate the small wins, and that is really good. Okay, yeah. And also is this thing that ki incorporate people, like basically your friends and family. You have to include those people and try to like communicate, celebrate with those people, like with the small wins. It's not really that much. Like I'm not actually expecting you to kind of like a celebrate really crazy. No, it's celebrate just a small thing, like a bring the cake and just cut the cake and eat the cake and basically throw the cake. It's a small thing. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. Or kind of like a blow up the balloon and like throw the balloon, or kind of like I inflate, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'm talking about something really that you just have to celebrate with a couple of people, like a 5-10 people, and that's it. Okay, yeah, make that particular winning as good as possible as you can. And when you do that, obviously it not only added the fun, it added even more things now, like basically the interaction between you and your friends and family. Basically is this thing that key like a confidence. It's I don't know how do you supposed to explain this thing, but when you incorporate, like when you celebrate small wins, it really help you to kind of like add humor, fun, and not only just but add so many things. All right, yeah. Engage with the mindfulness and playfulness. Practice mindfulness and be playful. What's a mindfulness? A mindfulness like a basically self-talk and meditation. Okay, yeah, I didn't really do that much meditation, but a self-talk I do every day. Like this is the thing that you are actually hearing. It's called artifact episode. I usually call this kind of like a something self-talk. I'm doing this thing for almost like 8 years, 7-8 years. Okay, yeah. And it kind of like a something like giving me a little bit of mindfulness, little bit of like a basically I don't know, like basically at this moment I'm actually at the rooftop. I'm actually sitting at this kind of like a something, what exactly is this thing, peep or something like that. And like there is nothing, like basically I'm recording all my things with this mobile phone, and that's it. And basically it's kind of like a something that key, like I don't know, when I speak into this thing, it felt really good. It felt something that key, I don't know how I supposed to explain this thing. You won't be able to experience until you kind of like do this thing by on yourself. Okay, so this is what it is, like a self talk. And basically meditation is kind of like a something mindfulness technique. I don't really do that much meditation. I will, but I haven't really experienced that much, and I don't know. Okay, yeah, but self talk and this kind of like a something thing is a kind of like a something really helped me to boost up my kind of like a something mindfulness and playfulness. And yeah, seek inspiration from other, document your journey, try new activities, practice gratitude. Okay, yeah, these are kind of like a something topic, okay, which are kind of like a something help you to be kind of like a something turn your challenges into the opportunity. Okay, yeah, be for fun. I don't really like basically this kind of like a phrase is like a something really that key for fun. Like basically for fun you are kind of like incorporate your all your energy just for fun, like you are changing your challenges into the opportunity for fun. I don't know, yeah. Uh, like Okay, yeah, like basically this is also a term, and yeah, but still adding or more fun, like being happiness, adding humor is also really essential in your life. And yeah, that's it. All right. Okay, so I have to end here. This is then, and thank you.